Hi, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home, and today we're going to be doing a split monogram on the Canvas workspace, so I can show you a few ways of doing it. So there are several ways. You can just buy a split monogram alphabet. You can get it on font sites so that you've got the patterned letter, or I can show you how to do it yourself. So I'm going to show you all ways. And then you can see for yourselves. So let's get started.
Right, so I'm over here at the computer, and as you can see, I've already brought up some of the stuff that we might need. This is a split monogram that I downloaded the whole alphabet for. So that's fairly straightforward. All the work's done for you. All you've got to do is put the name in the middle and weld it. It's a pretty easy one. The only thing I'd say about this is if you wanted to do an outside offset line to put something behind it, these, if I remember rightly, they don't work. Outward, let's have a look. No, see, because there's so much in there, so much detail in there, it just won't allow you to do it. So that's the only thing I'd say about that one. Now these are a few of the fonts that you can download. I went to DaFont. I've actually, if you go to dafont.com, you go down the Gothic and put in initials, then it will come up with lots of different ones for you that you can use. I think there's like 4 pages of fonts that are suitable for doing split monograms. As far as I know, that's the only place I managed to find them. They do a few. If you go in medieval, you'll find a few in there, but really initials is what you want. There's like this one, see, that's one of the ones that I've got on the page, Ruritania. But yeah, that's what you do anyway. If you go to DaFont, you can download any of the fonts that you like from initials or medieval. And this is the Google page where I put in just split monogram SVG. Go into images because it will take you to the right pages. And there you go. Actually, I think this might be the one I got. I can't remember where I got it from, but that looks very much like it. There we go. Yeah, I'm sure that's the one that I've got. So all you do is click on it and download. It does the SVG. And there's loads there anyway, so if you don't like that one and you want something a bit simpler or a bit more detailed, just look through them. Look, there's loads there, and you just pick out the ones you like. Okay, so now this is the Ruritania one here. This one is, oh, I can't remember what it's called now. Hi-Fine, I think, if I remember rightly. And I can't remember this one. But if you're using a font with this, it's very simple. If I do I got this one because it's more sort of for male, I thought. It's not as feminine, I guess is the word. So all you would do, you do the same with all the fonts, no matter what you're using. If you grab a shape and you get the small rectangle, just close that. And what you want to do, decide on the size you're doing. So say if we're doing a 7x7 card, for instance, and you want to fill the card with that, the width you would want is, you want it under. So I would go 6.5. Let's just get them a little out of the way. which means you want your rectangle 6.5 width, because you want it exactly the same width. So 6.5, you can do it, no, do it the same width. I was thinking you could do it a bit longer, so you've got two bits that kind of stick out. I think we'll leave it there. And then the height, you don't want it too high, okay? You want it, I think 1.5 would be too big. All right, let's do 1.5 and see how that turns out. Now, always make sure that is aligned centrally through the middle so that they're together. You don't necessarily have to do it in the middle. A lot of people like to do it much lower down. I prefer it more in the middle, but I don't want to go through that part of the B. These are all B's, by the way, just so that I could show you the difference that you get from different fonts. So I don't want to go through that part of the B, so that's why I've put it a little bit down. And now all you do is subtract. There we go. That's the first part done. Now we want another rectangle. I should have actually duplicated, but there you go. So this one we also want 6.5. This is where you can do it a little bit longer, so you've got bits that come out there, but I think I'll keep it the same. And here you want the lines tiny, tiny. That looks about right to me. Layer duplicate. So you've got two, and what you're going to do is put them so they just go over the line. Like this. If we get in closer, we can check we've done our job correctly. So just over the lines of the whole word. And again, all we need to do now is make sure that we align it, because you can see it's not lined up there. So we align it. They're both 6.5, so they should be exact. And there we have it. And then all you do for that one is weld. And there we go. Let's colour it again, because I prefer seeing what I'm doing. And with the colour you can actually see what you're doing a little better. So now we're going to display zoom to matte size. And then you need to just pick a font to write whatever you're writing in the middle. So let's, for instance, put, seeing as we've got a B, I don't want Ruritania. I don't want it all coming out fancy. I'm going to change the font. We just want a really nice but basic. You know, what about Cairo? That will work. So I'm going to put the caps lock on and just put baby, because I'm using B and I can't think of a name right now. So then all we need to do is fit it so that it brings both together. So I'm going to go in close again. We want it so that it goes over both sides of the letters. There we go. So you see it's going over there and it's going over there. So then we grab both and align it, because we want it centered. We don't want it to one side. So let's just zoom out, display, zoom to matte size, and weld. That'll go white again, won't it? And then we'll put the colour back in so you can see how that looks. There we go. And the last thing to do is the offset around the whole thing. And we'll make that a couple of shades darker, just so you can see it. And centre the back. And there you go. So that's a font like that. You would do exactly the same with these ones. I won't show you doing them all the same, but you know, it's it's the same thing with any font you do. So then all you do is separate them and cut them out individually, and then put them together onto the card, and then add whatever you want to that. And the word, like I done with baby, that's all you're going to do there, and that's that font done. Okay, so let me just delete that and delete them. Now I've chosen just a very simple font for this. It's called Robin Caps. I have so many fonts. So if you do not want to go looking for fonts and you really want to do your own particular style, you just need to get hold of some flourishes, or do your own if you can, and just start adding the flourishes to the outside of the letter. You want some on the inside as well. You've got loads of, I've just got a few of my flourishes ready. Want that to be a bit longer that side. There we go. Got some feathers as well. I mean, if you prefer feathers, you could do feathers. I don't want feathers. I just wanted to show you. If you don't catch them right. There. Okay. Let's flip that one. Twist it a little bit so it looks like it's coming along there, like that. This one looks like it'll go nicely there. And then you can decide how little or how much you want to do. Now I'm just going to hold shift and choose all these and duplicate, because we might want to add some more. My advice to you is do it bit by bit. Don't do them all at once. So you've done a few there, get them all together and weld, and see how you feel about that. It is easier if you colour it, and then you can start just adding some more and deciding, you know, where you want to place them. Just have to send that to the back. We'll flip that one as well. And just play until you know you're happy. That might go nicer a bit further up there. We want a little bit in there, don't we? What if we squash it up a little bit? Oh, I know. What if we... there, like that. So let's add them too and see how that looks. So you can see it all starts flowing and coming together. I'm just going to use this one up here. Maybe if we had that little curl down there and the rest of it coming up. Let's try that. If you don't like it, you can just undo and start again. Okay, so you can keep going as much as you want or not, and then you do the same thing. You get the I say small rectangle, I mean if you don't want it to be a rectangle, use a different shape. So we need to get the size of this. Let's do it the same as we was doing before. So no, I'm going to do the width at 6.5 because that's the width of the rectangle that we want. We know we want this at 6.5. And we know we want that at about 1.5. And again, remember that you want to be able to see that part of the B so you can work out what letter it is. And then align and subtract. There, and then the next part is just doing your thin. Actually, let's do 6.5 first so that I can, and you want them really about 1/4 inch. It's not exact, but you don't want them too thick really. Okay, so we're going to move in. Click back on the arrow. This one needs to come down a little bit. Okay, and then get all three and align them and weld. Change the colour, gone for a different colour this time. Display, zoom to max size, and there you go. And then you just put whatever word it is that you're wanting to put in the middle, and you can add more, or if you don't like what you've done, undo it and take it away and try again. But it's just a way of doing your own split monogram from start. You don't have to use flourishes, you could use flowers or ivy, any kind of ferns and things. They always look nice. Feathers like I got ready here, they'll probably look lovely. Just anything that you'd like to use, and just have a play until you're happy. And then I always think it looks better to offset a shape around it. Oh, I had the wrong thing. So that it's got a background it can go on, because that always looks better, I think. And then embellish as you like. So I hope that helped. I hope I didn't go too fast for you. Have some fun with it, and I'd love to see what you've all done. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now. Happy crafting.